Guys, welcome to the impact stage. We have some small technical difficulties real quick. We're going to get to the startup talk or pitch your startup session any second now once we can get Andreas back in here. But yeah, right now is the pitch your tech idea on the impact stage. Ideally, we'll get the first 10 premium ticket holders to pitch their idea and have Andreas from Automat Ventures and Christian from Star Ventures kind of judge them and give some feedback. The pitch has to be 1 minute, and each of their feedback will be within 1 minute. So it's a very fast-paced event here. So we are 1 minute behind as we wait for Christian. So maybe we'll take 9 ticket holders now as time continues here. But does anyone in the chat have a startup they want to pitch? Just so we can get some cues going. If not, when Andreas gets here, we'll do a first come first serve pitch. So yeah, hopefully next year we can meet in person because it's such a fun event to be there. But you know, we got to make do with virtual. Pitch your startup, please either write down in the chat or ask to share your audio and video, and we'll bring you up for a 1 minute pitch. Yeah. So I guess as we wait, do you mind if I ask just a couple questions?
Sure, go ahead. Shoot.
Sure. Okay. So Christian, you're at Star Ventures. Could you tell us just a little bit more about that and what kind of companies you work with?
Sure. Happy to do so. So background, I'm in VC now over the last decade. Worked for a couple of different corporate venture capital funds and family offices. And now what we are doing with Star Ventures is we're providing VC as a service for especially family offices and ultra high net worth individuals. So we're doing investments deal by deal for this kind of group. We have like so-called couple funds under our management and do between 100K and up to 1.5 million. And the industries are depending on the family office we're investing for in the end. But a couple of are very interested in impact startups. So that's why I'm so excited to hear a pitch.
Cool. So have you ever invested in any companies in Romania? Impact startups?
No impact startups, and also no, not so far. A little bit of Eastern Europe. So back then with the Telecom Fund, we invested a couple of startups in Poland, but in Romania, not so far. So it's about time to invest in a startup over there.
And
pitch.
Yeah, it's a great chance to pitch. Thank you, Christian. But so what are some things in a pitch that you look for, or something that can be convincing in a pitch?
Good question. I mean, so like this 1 minute pitch, I guess in the end it's bringing over the idea. That's the most important part, and sometimes for the founder quite difficult because they're so into it and working all the time on it. So kind of sometimes forgetting. So what are you exactly doing? So please bring that over. That's very important. And then this problem solution thing is always kind of a convincing thing. Normally I look a lot into for the team, which is sometimes difficult to show on a slide. But if you normally if you would sit down, it's one of the most important things as an early stage investor.
Cool. And then I also, I guess, if anyone wants to pitch, please ask to share your screen, ask in the chat. We're here. You can do your pitch and get some feedback. But until then, please ask to share your screen. But Christian, I wanted to ask, how difficult is it when you invest in startups outside of Germany to be able to fully connect through language?
It's so in the past we normally invest within Europe, and I mean it's quite I mean, most of the pitches I see are in English, so that's the number one language, anyways. I recommend every startup to start as soon as possible to create every content in English.
Is that you, sir?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, hi.
I'm trying to connect on the computer now.
Yeah, that was Amalia. I think
Okay.
talking to
We have time, right?
talking to Andreas.
Yes, we do. We have 20 minutes.
10 minutes?
20 minutes. That's fine.
So unfortunately, we don't have any
We go
pitches in
live.
here. No, we're still waiting for someone to request to join. But
All right.
I can imagine, this is our first time doing this in a virtual session. I can imagine it'd be quite intimidating to
Oh.
to come on here, but it's not. But it's not intimidating. You should request to join. We're drinking wine here.
Exactly.
It's relaxed.
Exactly.
Please come on, share your screen, pitch your tech idea. We're here waiting. But in the meantime, Christian, welcome. Do you want to tell us just a bit more about Automat Ventures?
Yeah. So.
I mean, Andreas. Sorry, Andreas.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Christian. So it's a fund we are building. So it's not quite done yet. We're not quite ready to invest yet. What we're doing is we're investing ad hoc out of some pooled funds that the partners have, on a limited basis, very early stage stuff. But hopefully, once the fund is going, we will be investing into very focused enterprise automation, enterprise AI type of opportunities. Also focused on geographies, Germany, UK, because those are the two that we know well, and that's also where in enterprise AI 80% of the action is, at least in our perception. We will look at the periphery as well. Obviously, there's Paris, there's Stockholm, there's Eastern Europe, there's
Romania.
Exactly.
Romania.
So absolutely. So we will have a look, but we I should just put it this way: if you're claiming to be an enterprise AI and you're not in those two markets in Europe, then you're really not addressing the right markets. If you are in those two markets, then you can address the other ones, but you cannot afford to not be in those two.
Yeah.
And so that's the plan. COVID has thrown some spanner in the works in terms of being able to approach. We're a new fund, so it's not like you're just going back to old LPs and that already know you. When you're trying to sort of connect with new guys, it's not the easiest thing, but it works. We're working on it at the moment. So that's
I think everybody's working on it.
That's what I can say at the moment.
You're awesome.
So there we go. And
so if anyone, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Obviously, we are still doing other things on the side. We're very much involved in the M&A side of things for larger deals, as well as capital raisings. So that's obviously still ongoing. It's so to speak. That's where I came from previously. So yeah. How about you, Trevor? Where are you based?
Cool.
Where are you actually based?
Oh,
Yes.
me.
Yes.
I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, right.
Right now.
I spent a year in Ohio. I spent a year.
Really?
Yes,
Where?
I spent a year near Lima.
Oh,
No shit.
That pumps me up, man. Not a lot of people have been to Ohio, but I lived. I've never even been to Lima, Ohio, by the way. But I lived in Cluj-Napoca the last 6 years.
Oh wow.
And I came to Ohio to kind of wait out the COVID thing, because I'm not an EU citizen, so kind of staying and doing immigration and all this stuff. It was easier, once everything started once it was apparent our leaders had no idea what they were doing. I decided, I should come to Ohio. Lots of space.
Exactly, because Trump knows better than everybody else.
I mean, the guy knows everything about anything. If I need medical advice, if I need foreign policy, if I need a mechanic, I go to Donald Trump for how to get that done. And the best thing is, he always has an answer. He's got an answer every time. And it convinces me. And that's why Ohio will vote red again, and we will support Donald Trump.
I hope you can. I hope you can. Ohio is a pretty crucial kind of used to be swing state. I think.
Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance Joe Biden's going to win.
No.
So hey, we have somebody who wants to pitch their idea. Alan.
Awesome.
Alan, we're going to bring you up. So we have 1 minute, Alan, and I'm going to let you on right now.
Yeah,
Welcome.
hi. I just got your email, so it was kind of interesting having the possibility of pitching last minute.
Yes, come pitch.
Yeah.
Go.
Just like this.
You have 1 minute. Go.
Should I share some slides or just?
Please.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, you have longer
please.
than a minute. I mean, Jesus, there's nobody else around. So
You have as much time as you want until somebody else.
We give some extra time.
Okay, so I just use the voice now, and then later if you want to get deeper a bit. Okay, so my name is Alan, and I'm the founder of Ecomate. And we started this venture because we wanted to make sustainability accessible to any SMEs, basically because they don't have much opportunities to follow this trend and this opportunity. And so we created a platform that will calculate from 0 to 100 the ESG score of any company, and then will return some improvement solutions. So from this, the SME can take the opportunity to get on board sustainability, get access to new capital investments, and maybe new supply chains. Our business model is selling to corporate clients because they have many SME suppliers, and we would like to basically try to expand the business all over Europe. Our algorithm works with 27 European countries, and it's scalable. And yeah, if you want to.
at the moment you're in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Is it called Ecomate? Yes, with a little light bulb,
right.
logo. Yes, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you know the guys at Sustainability Ventures in London?
No.
Have you heard of them? Okay, look them up. Sustainability Ventures. They have an accelerator. They have a workspace. They have also, and they're investing, I think, up to 100,000 in companies, just like yours. I mean, they're very focused on.
Okay. Because we just got a seed funding of 200K, so we were looking maybe to something more.
I see, but how much traction do you have in terms of sales?
We have 2 corporate clients. One is a consulting firm, and the other is a public administration government body that we have a project for tracking their suppliers. So
they
we
are
have
resell kind of for you, the corporates, or how does it actually work when you say you sell it to the corporates and then they sell it further to their SME clients?
They like prepay. So for example, they have 1,000 suppliers. The corporate will buy or pre-order 1,000 licenses. So we charge them for these 1,000 licenses for each supplier they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a SaaS solution, and you plug it in, or
yeah. Most of the products will be plug and play, and so far the traction is on pre-orders.
Okay.
And so, what do you need from the? So how do you quantify or qualify the supplier? What do they have to provide in order for you to be able to do your calculations?
They will go through an online assessment, so it's a digital audit. So in about 2 hours, by answering questions, or some scores will be pre-calculated from our algorithm. Some others will be provided by the user, the end user, and it's all modular, so they can go through 11 different sustainability modules: mobility, waste management, innovation, so on, and they get partial scoring.
Okay, so
you focus on a specific industry, or is it like all over the place? Or like when you say you have 2 clients are in the same industry, or
no, two different industries.
Okay. And which industry are you targeting, or which is the sweet spot? Is there something where you say like this is like you have a focus on that kind of industry because that's your kind of go-to market?
Yeah, like because now we are doing like one-to-one marketing, so no money spent on digital. So we're just collecting the interest of different corporates across different industries. For example, the government, in this case, the industry is the aviation, is the airports. and the other one is a consulting firm, but with SMEs like from many different industry fields. But if I had to choose, I would go for like energy, building, transportations, and probably food. Food is very interesting because you need to make certain of the quality of probably the supplier. So food is quite important.
Can I just clarify one thing? So
Yeah.
when you go to your enterprise client, what do? They plug you into their procurement system, which means that they force their suppliers to do this in order to become a supplier to them. Is that how it works?
They could use this as a pre-qualification, or also as a rule, as a benchmark scoring, to have all their suppliers with a minimum score. They can set internal policies, let's say. So in the case of the government, it would be more, they can push more the companies to do it.
Yes.
Otherwise, they would go
so
out of supply chain.
They can force the suppliers to adhere. And then what do they have to do? So once you've calculated the I don't know, the pollution levels or whatever it is, then what happens then?
Well, the corporate company will have a panel on top. Maybe let me just find the English slides so you can show you some screenshots of the solution. So the corporate basically will get a panel with the list of all the suppliers. So, for example, they will get 1,000 rows each for each supplier, and they will see all the scores. So, for example, if they find out the supplier has a low score in waste management, they can pick up the phone and call the suppliers and maybe order a physical audit at that point, or anyway try to solve the problem.
And for them, it's important in the end because it sums up for the corporate reporting in the end going to ESG, right? So what was the motivation behind the corporate in the end?
Because there is a European compliance, so every year a corporate they need to do sustainability report. So in this case, for example, the sustainability report would be more transparent if they map the supply chain. And also there are like, for example, the UN SDGs, we track over 200 compliance automatically. So it's also a compliance matter. Let me just share.
I think sharing, Trevor, maybe needs to.
I think
I think there's the widget on the bottom right next to the little bolt. If you click that, you can share your screen and it'll pop up like a window, just like we're on.
Okay, can you see this?
Yes,
Perfect.
It's coming up
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah.
So for example, like we started this, the market would be all the European SMEs, which is 95%. And so this is the assessment characteristic. And this is the dashboard that the end user gets. So in this case, the SMEs. So we track the main compliance and statuses. And this is an example of the solution. So for example, we can tell the user for each answer, the AI will generate a solution report with, for example, economic impact. They can save money or they can avoid fines and things like this. And they will track for each answer all the compliance related to that answer. And then
and you don't get results that say, oh, you have to improve your fleet and they haven't got a single car or something like that.
No, because it's according to how they answered. So
I know. I'm just saying there's shit in, shit out. So it's I'm just saying your experience with have you got sort of, do you have a sort of feedback loop or something that sort of helps you to improve when it gets to the physical part?
Oh yeah, we are beta testing. So like if there is a problem with the questionnaire, the scientific committee usually fix it. And what you were saying probably refers to the ramification of the question. So for each industry field, the user may see different questionnaire according to the industry. And this is like basically how it works. So it's an open standard, and we take data from also that free data banks like Eurostat and others. And this is the scientific committee. So it's like based on a crowdsourcing idea. And if you go on Wikipedia, you can also find our project mentioned. And then we added the fraud detection because of the questionnaire. So it's a self-assessment. So we had to add the fraud detection.
Yeah, double check.
And this is what I was telling you before, like for each SMEs, you get a row with all the scores. And this is going to a real-time update for every time a supplier updates one module or one question or our panel updates a score.
Okay.
So this is the concept.
And who's the person in the corporate you're talking to in the end? Is it like
the procurement office usually?
Procurement. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You should watch out. There's an accelerator called, or it's a kind of accelerator called Respond. It's based in Munich. I don't know if you heard of it. The Heribert Quandt, he's one of the BMW family members. It's accelerator. You don't give away equity. They're focused on this kind of things, and more about network and giving access to corporates. I think that's exactly what you need at this stage. Not investing money as well, but I think it's a great network.
Okay. I'll check it out. And I got your link of.
That's a good idea. And alongside the guys at Sustainability Ventures, that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, the thing is, for the type of investment that you're looking for, you have the product is fully working, right? It's just a question of internationalization.
It's on private beta. We were thinking of launching the 1st of October, but we had some delays. But anyway, the first thing we want to serve the clients that have pre-order in Italy, and then but the platform is like it's complex, and we found out that we need more resources than we thought.
Right.
We need to make some hires and.
Yeah, no, it's tricky because it's that tricky stage where you want to raise like you say 800,000 to $1 million, which is above the amount that typical accelerators will invest. But it's kind of below the number that typical VCs like to invest, and so for typical VC investment, you would want to show more traction.
Yeah. We are in a delicate phase. Yeah.
So
we probably need more pre-order because our current investor, they told me either you get more pre-orders, like from maybe 4 or 5 corporate brands. So if like the pre-money valuation goes up, otherwise we launch first with these 2 big clients, and then we get more traction also from other users, and then we go for the fundraising.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the if you can do that would be obviously preferable, because if you can show. So how much? Can I just ask? How much is your what's your projected sale per enterprise customer or intake or whatever you call it per enterprise customer? What are in your business plan? How much do you have?
So we charge 300 euros per year per license per SME. But
per
if
SME,
the corporate client, but if the corporate client, like we charge at volume. So, for example, if you order 1,000, we charge you 50, not 300, or less than 50 euro each, because you pre-buy.
Yeah.
But if a single SME, like if your company, for example, you join by single person, single user, single company, then it's 300 per year. It's a subscription model.
Yeah. Well, the trouble that you need to also educate or push into the corporate you need to also kind of get them to do the hassle of making sure that their suppliers are adhering to this, right? So that is an added. So I was sitting there in my procurement manager, and I'm looking at your solution. I'm saying, okay, well, that's great. You know, I'm going to pay £300. You know, and I can say, you know, I can advertise who my supply chain is, you know, carbon optimized or carbon neutral or whatever. But that's nice. But then I need to go and get those guys to fill, you know, 2 hours worth of questionnaires out, every single one of them, right? And that is a big, that's a right? I mean, do you provide any help there? I think you know, for the money that I'm paying, maybe I'm willing to pay. Have you tried to sort of experiment around with kind of people that could basically handhold a corporate client and say, look, you know, maybe pay 400 instead of 300, but you know, for that extra 100, you get a customer success person there that's going to make, you know, X number calls. You know.
I think he's
Oh,
gone.
listen, it
Just
said
like that.
Christian Renner. Guys, thank you so much for doing this today. Thank you, Alain, for coming on here and pitching your idea.
Thank you. Sorry that I went over 1 minute.
Oh, you guys are fine.
Good.
So what do? We wait for him, or we just? You're back.
I'm back. Anyway,
I understand. I understand. Yeah. And
I mean,
what we did with the first customer is that KPMG, which is a consulting company, went for an internal evaluation of that corporate client. And at the end, they gave them a report, and they said that they should run physical audits to all of their suppliers in order to be compliant with certain regulations from the EU.
Yes.
So they already had that problem, and they say, okay, because we already, every time a supplier enters in our supply chain, we send them a PDF questionnaire. So we thought, okay, we are innovating, like we digitalize the process of anyway filling things up, because anyway the suppliers will already have to fill in 1 hour questionnaire of other governance stuff. So we just add one more questionnaire on top. So we thought, okay, we're not going to disrupt too much the process. The supplier is going to spend anyway 1 hour. If it's 1 hour, 3 hours, doesn't maybe change much. And so we already arrived there. They already had the problem in that case. So that was quite easy, even if it took 8 months to like really start the negotiation with that client, because we have to do many meetings. So the adoption is low.
Is there a chance to plug in at KPMG? Because what was one of the first companies I thought about that kind of can integrate your product in their audit process in the end. So have you talked to those guys and tried to find a partnership or something?
No, actually not with them, because in the end we were actually busy of answering other like requests of quotations from other large corporate. The problem is that some of them they require a white label. So the problem could be that we need to invest much more to create a version that doesn't carry our brand, because maybe they don't want to show our brand when the supplier joins. So we didn't go through a larger distributor, because we already had like different type of requests, and we're trying to map each request and understand how to like make each product like scalable and replicable. But that could be a good idea. In fact, going to the consulting firm who goes to the corporate for helping them.
It's not even the consulting firm, right? It's the audit firm in the end.
Or the audit firm, yeah.
I understand. And there are even smaller ones than KPMG. I mean, you have the big four, and then you go down second tier, and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe it's even like, I mean, just for a SaaS model is always the challenge to,
Yeah.
you want to have the big clients, but they take forever, and they want to have this white label solution, for example. So they want something different. And then you have the smaller ones, which also takes a while. And then the other ones are too small in this pyramid. So I think a white label solution is not, if you would kind of pull it off, if you have the manpower, maybe even think about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Cool.
Trevor.
So,
Thank you so much, guys. I'll leave the space to another startupper.
okay. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah, bye-bye. Good luck.
So, guys, thank you so much for that again. If there's anybody else here, I mean, I think the session's pretty much close to being.
We just keep drinking wine and.
It might turn entertaining in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You might have more people than Mark Cuban if it depends on how much wine you can drink in the next 30 minutes.
You're right. Mark Cuban is coming on. Oh, wow.
No, but if we drink enough wine, we can compete in here.
Exactly.
I don't understand what you want to say, Trevor.
I was just kidding. I was just kidding.
It's too early for wine in Ohio, you know. It's
it is. I have a five-a-side game tonight, so wine would not be a good choice for me right now to try.
Sorry, what game? What game?
Soccer, football, five-a-side football.
Oh, okay. Five-a-side. Sorry, I heard something cyber something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. Good.
Cool. Well,
all right, man.
Just out of curiosity, I know I talked to Christian. By the way, both of you, your name is Christian Renner on here, so I know you're Andreas.
I must have clicked on the wrong link because it was.
Well, people are going to be very confused.
The email was all scrambled when I clicked on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The invite on the left on the doesn't matter.
Were you at Techsylvania last year, Andreas?
Last year I came like 2 or 3 or 4 times. I think I came.
Awesome.
I don't remember if I was there last year, as in 2019. You mean?
Yeah.
Jesus, I'd have to check my calendar.
Last year was in the big arena.
No, I didn't come for that one. So I was the year before. It was in 18. Yes.
Well, hopefully we can see next year in Cluj, because
yes, that's why, because I meet people that are really close to Techsylvania, but yet I have never met, and that's because it's like kind of every other year that I come, and then they must be coming every other year as well, and so.
Are you in Berlin?
I'm sorry.
Are you in Berlin?
No, I'm in London.
Are you in London? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm in London, yeah, and so yeah, and yeah. Christian, should we? I'd love to catch up actually at some point with you. How are things going?
Would be great.
Maybe not now because I have to.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, because just because Christian and I've actually met at Techsylvania, so we know each other.
At Techsylvania, long time ago. I don't remember which year, but yeah, it was great.
Yes, the backstage link is still open, so if you want to go backstage and talk.
No, not right now, because I have my kids. I'm on my own with my kids, and they're gonna rip each other's hairs out if I don't attend soon.
Of course, I totally get it. Well, guys, thank you for your time today.
All right, Trevor.
Thank you. We'll close it.
Trevor, thank you so much.
Hopefully, see you in person next year in Cluj.
Yes, that would be lovely. Yes, I mean it would be the right thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
It's about time.
Take care, Trevor. Christian,
you.
lass mal was ausmachen, ja? Ja, cool.
Hier machen wir's.
Ja, alles klar. Okay.
Alles
Ciao.
klar.
Okay.
Schönen Abend.
Bye, Trevor.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.